What's the most important thing to keep in mind during transformation efforts? Start with you, Terry.
It's not easy on anyone. As Elsa was saying, it's one thing to put what the transformation is and why it's the right thing to do on paper. Then that gets translated into human beings who work for a reason. And sometimes that reason is making sure their kids have food to eat and shoes on their feet, and that maybe they'll get to go to college one day, right? Those are big issues, heart issues as well as head issues, that can be affected by transformation. So I think part of it is never forgetting that we have the privilege of leading human beings who worked for a reason, and changes are being made for the good of the stakeholders, good of the shareholders, good of the company, and people are going to be evaluating whether it's good for them.
Um, I really think that there's a piece of that self-alignment that is so essential that, particularly when we heard that question earlier of, um, it's complex, maybe we're in constant change. You have to keep that alignment of self in order to be able to just sort of keep recalibrating. And that then allows you to be in relationship with others, and keep those relationships very nurtured and supported because you've got to navigate through with other people. Um, and there's a comment here from Courtney about, understanding how different personality types process change. So important. And I think it's part of that alignment. I think doing an assessment or doing something to investigate to really understand how you process information, how you process your emotions, that is such essential information because then it can help you translate what you're seeing around you. It can translate sort of the bigger context and how you might be actually pointing to the same thing as somebody else, but you're just saying it in very, very different ways. Yeah.
And the other place where the transformation efforts and the communication about them need to align, I think, relates back to the values of the company. Most companies have values. Some live into them better than others, and you usually see something about people, right, in those values. And so I've worked with people and worked at companies where that value kind of gets thrown in the face of transformation efforts. If one of our values is people, how does this affect people in a positive way? Has that been considered? What were the choices made? So it's another place to align.
One other thing, Joe, that I think is important to remember is that um, change is shaped by the people who help leaders make sense of it together. And I know we have a lot of talent professionals here, and I really just want to highlight the uniquely powerful position that talent professionals have. You are seeing patterns across leaders, across departments, across sectors and layers. And you are the ones that are hearing where alignment is breaking down, and you're the ones who get to create the conditions where leaders can come together, and reflect and practice and recalibrate and learn and transform change, which can seem scary, into an opportunity for growth. Um, because, that's when change stops being something that leaders are asked to carry alone and instead starts to become something that the organization actually knows how to do, right? It's a capability now, not just, let's figure it out.
Yes. Yes.